All right. Blah 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 blah. Welcome back, everybody. I just had a little interruption because somebody was calling on the telephone, and the only way the telephone is actually reached, it's actually in mic. But anyway, so yeah, let's get started on this bad boy. I kind of, forgot about the whole damn thing of that. Today is actually a day I need to draw because that's important. Yeah, let's get to it. So today I actually want to make sure that the idea here is that I'm actually working towards getting the eyes fixed, and then once we're done with that, we have all the first colors done, we're gonna do then the secondary colors, and then we're gonna do the shading on it, probably, yes. So that's the first thing I'm gonna be doing, and then hopefully that will work out fine. Also, I realized that I forgot to put the, how do you say that? The outlines on it. So it is like I could technically thicken this up so that the outlines will be far better visible. So I might be able to do that so that these things are a little more visible. But first we need to actually get the color set correct, which is this. We need to get to see where we need to go here. I think we will put the eyes right over. Where did we do it? Did we do that on... Where is this then? Right, so that's where it went. Alright, cool. So, now that we have all the base colors done, I can then put this out if I want to, so that we can see where everything lies, and then we can So the first I want to do is, as you can see, this is actually a thing that I did for rough sketching. You can see that we have not done the book yet, but I'm gonna be doing the book right now. Yes, the book and the amulet still need to be drawn in. Alright, so we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be putting that into a... This is all clothing, right? Yes, this is all clothing. We need to put this into a map, otherwise things are gonna get messy. So the idea here is that we're doing all the color parts that we don't need. Like, for instance, this is hair and this is body, so we're going to be putting that into a different layer as well. So we're going to add this quick, and then we're going to be also adding this into a group. Now we're going to put this into that group as well. So yeah, now we can see that we have these things into a quick group. We're going to do it as well because that's the eyes. There should be a quick group. So now we have the quick groups that we need. So if we close this, we can see that this is all gone. And if we do these ones, I don't know what these actually do. Absolutely nothing. Alright, fine. So then we're going to be working on these then. Yep, we're going to be working on these. So, as you can see, the book is actually one of the parts that need to be done right here. So if you pick up a color on the book, it doesn't matter what color I'm going to be picking right now, I just need to get a clear example here. If I would be able to draw the color on this, so we're going to be picking pure brown. I believe that is a good one to go for. If you can see, we have the book, and the book needs to be covering the front part but not the body. So technically I could have done this by designating this part of the body to be not colored in like the rest. That's a thing I could do. Therefore, this book would have been able to be drawn in, but I don't know, is it possible for me to do the rest as well? No, because here I can't. So I cannot do the body underneath because these parts need to be not underneath. So I could have done it, but no, it is not possible. Alright. So what I'm going to be doing right now is we're going to be just be careful then instead. Because that's also a thing that we can do. So first we're going to be drawing the color. It doesn't have to be brown, but I'm just going to be drawing it brown, and then we're going to be seeing like what kind of color do we want the book to be. So that we can then, you know, see like, oh well, this is a thing, or this is a thing, or this is a thing, and probably, you know, black would be a very bad color choice to go for, but you know, it's always possible. I just want to see what kind of color I want to pick for it, and then we're going to be working towards the answer to it. Now we have done the color. Now we can see like what kind of color do we want this thing to be. Well, we can pick up maybe orange would be a good color. No, that's not a very cool color for a book. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for book color. Yeah, book front color. Best colors for a cover book. Let's go for that. What can we go for? We can go for black, white. Oh, look at that, black and white. That is the color book for Sherlock Holmes, apparently. Huh. I could go for that. That is actually quite good. Black and white with blue. All right, with light blue. All right, that's doable color. So we're gonna go for light blue then. So we're gonna pick up the blue section, and then we're gonna be going for black and white blue. So we're gonna go for like, you know, this kind of white. Of course, you know, this will cause the book to be unable to read, probably, because the texture is not good for it. So we need to make sure that that only the cover of the book is actually sealed in. But it's so technically, we should then go for a little bit more lighter, like this kind of approach, right? That is some meh color right there. Holy hell. That's not a color that I want. That's a good color. That's a good color. So we're gonna go for this kind of color, and then we're gonna go for light blue in the midsection, I believe. Yes, midsection. We want to go for something like this. This. A little bit more lighter. Like so. So if we're gonna go for that, we could do that, and then we can, as you can see, it already stands out pretty much. So we can go for here. So this is the title. So we have the color, we have the main look upon the caft to be light blue, which is good. So we want that kind of blue, we want that in our picture. So light blue there, and then we can then see like what kind of colors do we then want. Well, looks that I can also go for red probably, so I'm gonna be going for that as well. Or I can go even further to exploit this kind of behavior, so that, you know, it's even more interesting to look at. So I can go for like this kind of appearance, and then go for something like this kind of blue here. So yeah, I think that's a good way to do things. So this is like, you know, the effect that the coloring has on the drawing itself. You know, just casual drawing the color of things, and then get the right color into it. Of course, we're not done here because we need to also do the paper part, and then after that, then we can finally succeed. So we have now the first colors done on that part, and now we need to get this part right here, which is paper. So that is ish like that. All right. So as you can see, this is actually now the effect of it. So do we want to have that book to be like that? Yes, we could. Alright, so now what we want to do is actually erase a lot of this blurriness. We can now see, like, where everything is going to be and how this is actually all working out. So we can already see, like, oh well, this part right here. Of course, we know, we're gonna be putting some lighting and some darkening here and there. But first, we're gonna be just using the base colors to fix everything that, is a thing that needs to be fixed. All right. So if we now look at this, if we now look at the, if we now look at the book itself, it actually stands out from the rest of the body already, which is good because that is the effect that we wanted to create anyway. So we want this book to be standing out from the rest, and also it fits with the skirt, which is, a good surprise. It's a helpful surprise indeed that we are going to be using now. So, because we already have now a cool... No, come on. Because we now have, the book done, we can now go to the next part of it. So we have the book done. As you can see, the book is like this. It's a lovely book that is a straight line, and now we can do the amulet. Now, for the amulet, I want to do the same thing. The amulet, well, not fully the same thing, but I want to do the same thing with the idea of, using the same color spectrum of the book to represent, the amulet being the same kind of idea of it. So I want this lovely color to be here as well, as you can see. And I want then to have something like, I don't know, maybe more brighter blue? What kind of blue do I want? Where do I want the blue? That's the most questionable thing. Like, do I want this to be blue as well? Well, I do want that to be blue because, blue needs to be a part of the main idea. Of course, this is going to be looking more purple than blue, but technically it is blue. Well, now it is blue at least. So if I want to, see this if this is blue, well, now it's definitely blue. There is no questioning it. It's just that, because of the reflection on the other palettes, it reflects a different color. So now I do want to have some gold in it, but I don't want to make it too shiny because that is a thing that is a very worry thing to do. So I'm gonna go for something like this probably. It won't stand out too much, as you can see, but it's important nonetheless. So I want this necklace to be here, as you can see. Now comes the major idea. So we have these three things that we want. We can put that all, we want this as a kind of representation of a knot. And now is the quick question, like, do I want to have like a dark effect here, or do I want to go for like, the silver lining with the amulet as well? So do I want to have the necklace like this? Do I want to have a necklace that is, this kind of effect? Which does stand out, yes, true, but I need to be more precise on what will it give me for answers on the coloring. So if I would pick, like, for instance, this color right here, and would add that to my lovely, my lovely necklace part, I can then see like, oh well, that's the thing that I want. And you can already see that, not everything is the same as it should be. So I can go for this kind of approach. So now we do have the amount of, what we want to represent. Now it's the question, like, do I want this, or do I want even more, more bluish effect on the midsection right here to create the effect of so now we do have the blue effect. Great. And now we can select, like, for instance, we can make this we can make this like, for instance, we can make it like so. If we make it like this, would then give it the effect, would this create the effect that I want? Probably yes, because it has the same effect on the crystal itself. And then we can go for the lighter effect on the midsection. So we do want this, but we want it to be more blue. Can do that. And now we can see, like, alright, well, if we are going to go for this kind of effect, we can then, use the darker version of what we have here and see if this is working properly. Well, this is actually a quite good effect that we want. So we're going to be going for this kind of approach. Because, it's still blue. It still has some blue effect to it. But it's not intentionally, purple looking. Now we need to make sure that this is not standing out too much, because that is a thing that we don't want. And it does. We don't want to make it darker. We need to make it lighter then. This kind of behavior, no. This kind of behavior then. The main issue is this part right here. If I make it lighter, then things will stand out, but if I make it darker, things will stand out even more. That's why I'm actually being very precise here. So this is very bland. So we want to have two different colors then instead. And we're doing that. So we're going to go for this kind of approach on these sides. And on the big ones right here. So we're going to go for a lighter approach on the sideways, and then darker approach on the other side. Alright, so now we've done that, we can now clearly see where everything is and how everything looks, which is good. Ooh. Oh, my head. Sorry. So, now that we've done that, we're going to be, adding some lovely little... Now we're going to be adding some lovely little erasing buttons, so that we don't ruin everything here that is, related. Alright. Now it should be fine if I just get the last bits of just the last bits of things up and running. Alright. Well, this is what you get when you're using big giant, you know. This is what you get when you're using big, you know, well, tiny drawings, but you know, it's all for me. It's very important that I use the tiny drawings because they actually create more, you know, less room, more effect to it. Of course, I could make a HD version of it, but you know, for now, no. Alright, now we're gonna be looking here. And we're gonna be looking for that one. Now we're gonna implement the gold effect that we had. Implement it right here, and right here, and right here, and right here. This will create the effect, and this will be an effect later on. So now we have that effect also there. Yep, that will work. Alright, now we have done that. We now also need to put the gold effect on the hair. So we're going to be using that on this part, because technically we cannot put it on the hide. Well, we could put it on the hide, but I think we should put it on a separate layer right here. This way, technically, the whole... Now we have multiple parts where, you know, the gold is shining. Which is good, because now this highlights the hair, this highlights the part in the midsection. And the part on the bottom section as well, because it stands out. Alright. Now the hardest part begins. So as I noticed, there are some parts here that need to be fixed. If we look at this, we can see that this is all there. So if we look at this, we can see where the main problem lies. Alright, it's only in the skirt. Good. So we're going to go down to the skirt. We're going to be looking at the skirt with very mean eyes, and we're going to be going right over here. And we're going to be erasing these bad boys. They were mean to us. It happens sometimes, you know, when you're, you know, overextending with the color and then you don't see it happening because, you know, you're using white or blue or red or green. So if we now go to, for instance, if we're going to go to blue now, no. If we're going to go for blue, we can now see that everything here is fixed properly, right? Yes, except the book. Well, you know, lovely cakes can never be, you know, baked correctly. So we're gonna go there. So we're gonna go there and we're gonna fix this part right here. By the looks of it, it's not. No, by the looks of it, it is actually a part of the drawing itself. So we'll be fixing that right now. Like that. How lovely. Now we need to get all the now we need to go over here and fix the last parts right here as well. Right. As you can see, we have already some penetration that we don't want. There you go, there you go. It's all, you know, a little bit of... It's like, you know, this is not my best kind of work, but I must say I improved from... let's see. Let's just take a quick look, because, you know, you can already see the improvements anyway. If you just take a look. So if we're going to be comparing this, I have a clear comparisons to this. So this is one, all right. Don't get me wrong. Our drawing is not completed, and you can already see the difference between them. Like we have this one right here. You can see that the lines are not very lines here and here. This one is very clean, while this one is not very clean at all with the lining. That is because we did some actually did not use a very big brush for it. Now, because we did not use a big brush, it doesn't mean that we cannot fix that. Alright, we cannot fix that? Well, we can. We can definitely fix that. Allow me to show you something very funny. This one right here, right? Yes. So because this layer is there to represent some stuff, and we can say, well, you know what? We want to go for a stroke. You see how this is working? Well, this is the stroke. We want to have big strokes. Well, that is not going to be looking fine, isn't it? So what do we want? Well, we want probably only 8 strokes. Well, that is still looking negative to the max. It's not very handy dandy. So now we can look at, well, what if we're going to go for 2 strokes? And now we can see, like, what if we then lower it down? We can see what happened here. So what did it do? What did it do? Well, it increased the strokes upon the world. It's not the best way of doing things, so we're not going to be doing that. The only way to fix this is sadly the only way I know it. We're going to pick our lovely brush. We're going to be looking like, alright, that's a good stroke. And we're going to be putting this on a hold, and then we're going to be going for, I don't know, probably white. Yellow is a good one to go for. Red. Yes, because red actually. Red. Because nothing here is red at all. So we're gonna be pulling off the color scheme on the background. So what we need to do is making very, very good lines. Very strict lines, like this one. That is not a very strict line. Let's see if this will fix it. Probably not, because we're actually using our other. Let's see. It will not fix the problem. Nope. That is not the problem I want. So now if we enter black, and we are just gonna be going for 3.7 maybe, and then we add the lines to it. Oh no, huh? Alright, now I'm gonna be looking here. So what is this? This is 20 by 40, and this is 500 by 500. So technically, because I use a lower resolution, I don't get sharper tool edges. Alright, fine. I guess we have to do it the original way, then down. So we want to actually achieve this, right? We want to achieve the clean look to it, which we need to do. But to do so, I believe this is the same line as, yes, this is the very same line I used for that one, right? No. What is the line? What's the line I used then? This one. So it's 7. If I use 7 here, I get this. Huh. You see the difference? 7 and 7. Alright. Well, then we're gonna be using this now. Well, then we're gonna be using this, and then we're gonna be using this lovely picture right here. We're gonna be exporting the, we're gonna be saving this. You know what? We can use it. Copy. Ooh, yes, we're gonna be using this, and then we're gonna be going here. Gonna use this to create a new map, and then we're gonna paste this bad boy right here. Can you already see the difference? This is the image from before. This is the image that we have here. Alright, so you can already see the difference between the images of them both. Very, very different. Alright, so now that we have both the images, I'm going to be scaling this up to the right amount. So we're going to do that. And we're going to make sure if I'm correct. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No destructive meaning. Alright, so if we're going to be going for here and we're going to be going as such, we can now see that we can do this again. We need to do it like so. And then we can place her right here in the middle. We can see. There it is. So we're going to be saving this not as that. We're going to be saving this as something way different. Not me. Not me. No, not me. We're going to be saving this as something way different. We're going to be saving this as Mina 2. Or Mina. No, of course it's going to be bleep 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 bloop. Yes. It's going to be Mina 1 part 2 electric boogaloo. Electric boogaloo. There you go. Bulu. Yes, bulu. Electric bulu. Yes. So we're gonna be saving this as Mina Part 2 Electric Bulu. Oh, we don't want to save it as a PNG. Save as. And now we're gonna save it as Electric Bulu Mina. There you go. Well, there you go. Save it as that, because you know we need to have a good confirmation, and you can already see what I'm going here. So that we don't have a very clean cuts on this drawing is definitely noticeable, and we already noticed that it is not very clean. Oh no, it's not very clean. How could this be? So we're gonna be saving this anyway, because you know this is Mina. Mina needs to be saved anyway. Sorry, Mina. We went from 500 to something big because we need to. So now we're gonna be deleting. Well, we're not gonna be deleting just yet. We're gonna be just using them. All right. So we used Chivane to get to our lovely little drawing of Mina again. As you can see, it's a lovely drawing, yes, but it is definitely on the low end of polygons. Well, low end on drawing. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be holding ourselves here at our horses. We're going to put here a map. We're going to add a map. It's going to be drawing parts. We're going to introduce. We're going to be using the one that we had, which is this. As you can see, I can I can make it a little bit more vague because and now we can implement that same draw line. As you can see, it's now far more clearer than before. As you can see, it's like, ooh, that's some spicy lining. Yes. So that's the thing that we want to do. How long is it? 30 minutes? Poof. Easy. So, first things first, we're going to be drawing here. And we're going to be drawing these lines. And you can already see how easy it is for me to follow these lines again. Because, we used already the color that we had before. And now we're going to be using it again. But this time to create something new. Which is the thing that we wanted to do. So yeah, it's very important that we are doing this. Because as long as we are keeping up to our lovely drawing and we're keeping up to the part that we want to draw, and also try to do as much brush strokes as possible in one line, otherwise you're going to be probably having a bad time. You can already see where everything lies anyway. And you can already see how easy it is to follow up with these lines, even though 500 is like what? Not a lot. You can already see the big differences. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the bubble. I don't like that. Come on. But yeah, it is important for us to make sure that we have Mina as good as possible. So that we know now how to get to Mina and what Mina wants. And there's actually some... it's doable. It's a doable hand, yeah. It's not my finest hand, honestly, but who am I to judge most of the times anyway. But yeah. As you can see, if we would have created all that detail already and we did it only on that low skill, a lot of it would have been lost. Because we needed to upscale it, because, the line strokes. We needed to have these clear line strokes that we wanted. That was not achievable if we did it like very tiny. Of course we're gonna keep the tiny one, because the tiny one is cool, you want to have a tiny one, well, congratulations. I know now that if I want to go for a tiny one, I could do it, and I could make, tiny... That would actually be quite cool if I could make a game that is only decided to go for 500 by 500 pixel art. Huh. I was already thinking about it anyway, so yeah. I will do that, but not now. But it will fix a lot of things, trust me. As you can already see how clear it is. Like, I just drew over the line and boom, It's instantly far more clearer than before. As you can see, it's so much more clearer. That is so much more clearer. I believe that's... Is it the line that I'm using? Hold on. It's the same line. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. That's the same line. I could go for bigger. Could I go for... Or do I want to go for bigger? That's the question. Do I want to go for 10 maybe? Something like that. Do I want to go for 10? Would that create a far more cooler look to it? Do I want to go for 10 and then, you know, go tiny 10, tiny 10? I'm just going to be double checking here if there is any tick lines here that are representing my lines I'm looking for. If I would represent it, if I would go for 10, would that fix a lot of issues? Well, yes, it would. It would actually fix a lot of issues that I had before. Alright, I'm gonna go for 10 then. Fine, my decision has been decided. I will go for 10. So we're gonna go for 10. Of course, you know, you can see already what's the background and what's not the background, but we're gonna make sure that she is in the foreground by just doing some casual, you know, cool looking things. I still would prefer to use the small amount on the hands. Then I can just press really loudly and then, you know, I'm getting 10. Which is the main idea with it. Whoa, 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 why is that? Why is that? Why is that such a thing? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? That is not a thing I want. I don't want to have like these very sharp talons hand. Let's see if I'm using that like that. No, they should be lined up. They should have been lined up. Alright, fine. I'm not supposed to do this like that, but we'll fix a lot of things. There you go. There you go. Just get it out of my sight. Thank you. Whoa. So yeah, I think we're almost there anyway. You know, just what, one more scaling, one more line drawing, and then off to shading, probably. Which is not a lot of, you know, work in most cases anyway. So it just takes time and effort, and then finally you realize like where you what your major thing is. Like, you know, you try to invent something and then you realize like, oh my god, that's actually quite cool. And yeah, like for instance, these things are such lovely things to... Oh no, we don't want that. We want to have the tiny one. This is all about feelings. And the more we do, the better we do that, the better we get at it. And this is all the good stuff about it, you're working towards your main goal, which is, your main goal is getting this thing all fixed. And the more you do it properly, the better you get at it. Of course, sometimes things like this are very hard to control. But the good thing is that you always need to figure out like things like this. Like, what happens if I upscale a building or upscale an image? Then, well, things will get blurry, or go from a very big picture to a very tiny picture. It would be the same. You have a very inaccurate drawing. But right now we're actually going from a very inaccurate drawing to, well, we're going from a very unsharp drawing because we're not looking at it from very far away, or we're not looking at it very tiny. From a very tiny image, we're gonna go to a very big image. That way we will create better effects on the line art, therefore, we're gonna have a better look as a result. Which is the main idea about this. We want to implement blue in our drawing. We want to implement implement that she is a studious person. Therefore, that's why I'm giving the brown overall workers look of the 1960s, I believe. I don't know what it was, but why I'm doing it is actually because it gives this feel of a detective kind of detective old school kind of feeling to it. So yeah, of course she would be wearing some more studier clothing than studier, not sturdier, but studier clothing. So more clothing that are very bland, very meh, because, well, she's more a studious person. And if you're a more studious person, you could look very, very cool and stuff with just bland clothing if you really want to. Anyway, I'm not saying anything about that. Oh hell no. I'm very happy about seeing people like that. It is one of those things that you like to see, just cool looking fashion. All the fashion designs are actually quite cool to see. I even once saw a fashion I even saw the fashion, like, back in the 90s there were a lot of fashion designs that were like, alright, so what's the major idea with these things? And then people would say like, well, you don't have to be looking cool and stuff, you just need to be, going with the flow and going like party hardy on Saturday night. Which is also a thing that you could do, definitely. Which is, a great thing that you could accomplish. That's why, I'm always preferring to go like, when I'm going to such events, I'm always knowing that there is going to be a person like, I don't know, a person who is going to be dressed like that. I already know then what time it is to go and leave. Probably it's going to be around what, 20, 11, 12, 13. No. If it is time to leave, then it's probably around 10 o'clock. Yeah. Because then people are gonna get drunk really fast. That time is great. I'm not missing it. Anyway. I'm just going there because I like to go there. Because friends are there, so therefore I go as well. And I have my own fun, playing those rigged drinking games. That's the fun part. You're not the one who's drinking. No. The other person is drinking. I created myself a game that was called, Tree of a Kind. So I would lay down nine cards, and there is always a chance that there is a tree of a kind in it. So there are multiple you have multiple pairs of tree of a kind in your deck, and you need to figure out, and you have 5 choices. So there is a small chance that you will win. Then I need to drink, of course, but there's a lot of chance that you lose, and so therefore, I don't need to drink, and you need to drink. And because the chances are in my favor most of the time, people will get very drunk really fast, and if they are drunk, then therefore they will make more mistakes, therefore I would win more games, therefore they will get more drunk, and that's how you create a roller coaster of fun. I mean, it was fun for me. I don't know how the receiving end went, but I know that it was a very fun part of lovely high school kind of days. Oh yeah. Or technically, it was It was in the 20s, I believe, that I went to do those things. Oh, for fuck's sake! Why is it always when I try to draw a straight line, it went instantly gone? I need to lower down this one. Yes, thank you. Sorry, book, but this time I'm having really trouble keeping heads on with you. Alright, now I can do this properly. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with those things, and I'm very happy I dealt with it. Well, I succeeded with it. So yeah, a lot of this, a lot of these drawings that I'm doing right now, it's all lovely stuff to learn. Like, for instance, oh, so this is the effect I did when I'm just using only very small pictures. And now I'm looking at it like, huh, I did such a small picture. How could it be that it could be so big? And then I realized, like, oh, because I used such a low resolution, it actually turned out very great on a t-shirt. So if you want to make a t-shirt design, probably, you could do this kind of affair, but if you're doing it properly, you could even do it on a very low resolution and still have a very high resolution. Well, not a very high resolution drawing, but a very high resolution picture even on a t-shirt, because, well, you need to export it correctly. And I'm very happy upon seeing what happened to most of the drawings. I even ordered my own t-shirt. Why? Because I figured out, like, well, you can do it, and if I can make my own t-shirts, then, well, everybody can make their own t-shirts. You just need to be a little bit creative upon it, and boom shalaboom, and then you have your beautiful, high resolution, cool looking drawing. Of course, you need to come up with the drawing. For me, it was, I used the fired up Angry Bird as a concept, and I tried to, see if I would gain a cool looking, cool looking picture out of it, and well, I got a cool looking picture out of it. So I'm very happy upon that. I need to get this one down. I need to get this one a little more to the side. So what the idea here is that I'm changing the direction a little bit of this book, because I have a feeling, well, my gods are telling me that I'm not supposed to be doing this like that, but it's still a good idea. So now that we have this done, we can now go to the picture again, so we can put on the color again if we want to. But I'm not gonna do that because, you know, I have like a very strict rule when it comes to these things. So as you can see, I can casually draw this line around it, and then, you know, just do this again. So what we're doing here is very gently, you know, making the art happening. And you can already see like, ah, well, this is not happening. Well, because I'm pressing way too big. So what I need to do is actually press small, tiny. So this is a very important thing that I learned with this tool brush, is that, you know, it's very pressure sensitive. So if you're concerned about, you know, ruining this by, you know, pressing it way too much or whatever you need to do, just, you know, lower the brush size a little bit. That always works, and that makes it even more better in the progress anyway. But yeah, a steady hand wins half the battles in drawing, because, you know, a steady hand is required to do certain types of things. For instance, drawing this is going to be like, you know, that, because that's how it works. And there you go. Oh, 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 oh. I need to draw this like this instead. No, I need to change the direction here. And now I can draw it properly, without any problems whatsoever, even if I have not a steady hand right now. There you go. Now we're gonna be going here, fix this part up, and boom! We're now into the progress of, you know, fixing all the stuff that we had behind, that we left behind. So what does this give us? Well, it gives us a lot of things. It gives us a lot of reason why we're doing this. Like, as you can see, this already gives a far better look than if we're gonna be going to, well, not to this one, because this is a 5x500, as you can see. Great thing for design of t-shirts. But let's see, we want to go to Story of Awesomeness, and then we're gonna go to Mina instead of Electric Bulu Mina. Yes, I named it way too bad. But yes, as you can see, this is Mina, by the way. Technically, if we would have imported her, she would be looking like this. So this is the original size compared to this one. You can already see, like, yes, this one is maybe small, very high detailed compared to this one, because we exported it, like, you know, sized it up and sized it down. Now the idea is that we're going to be making this look like, hold on, Dabush. So the line art is going to be more clearer, more better. Therefore, you know, we're going to be able to do whatever we want to do anyway. So that is our initial goal, and that's what we're going to be aiming for. It's a very hard aim to do, but it is also a thing to do. Oh hey, Space Junk. Lol, you painted low res? Silly. Yeah. Oh hey, Vucky ABX. Yeah, I painted low res. I'm so stupid that I painted low res. I am the best at doing that, alright? I had no experience whatsoever on this. I'm sorry that I forgot that low res painting is not a very smart idea when I'm drawing these types of people. You know, with a bomb it would actually work very well. So yeah. And did everything crash? No, everything did not crash. Good. I might have shouted there a little bit. Now it should be working fine. Sorry if I had a little bit too high pitch on that. That happens when I'm getting a little bit too excited. Alright, so let's continue on our lovely drawing part. So yeah, this is a thing that needs to be done, you know, all the lovely work on low res, from low res to high res, you know, whatever suits my boat. It really works well. This is also really handy dandy to realize, you know, when you're drawing low res and you realize, like, oh well, this is a problem. It's not a problem. it's actually quite good to learn how to draw low res, even though it might not save your day today. It will save you later on when you want to try to do something new. When you want to try to create these cool looking drawings for t-shirts, whatever, you come to the realization that low res might be a smarter choice because you don't have to use big res for such a thing. Now, when it comes to those things, there you go. When it comes to those things, it is very important that you realize where and how everything works. Oh boy, this is going to be a very difficult one to do. There you go. Alright. So. And that is horrible. God dang it. Did. There you go. Now I need to fix that part. As I said before, it's very important that you don't panic here. You just need to work around with it, fiddle a little bit from left to right, and then you get to the point where you want to do it. So we're still working on 10, even though might not be a very smart move, but you can already see that it is not a big deal really. Maybe I should have drawn the last parts a little bit less. Hold on. I need to switch now, right? Because I'm gonna go to the lower detail or a higher detail. Yes, I need to switch them to 7 again. There you go. So right here we need to switch to 7. We can still achieve the 10 part of it because we can just carefully create it, but oh wait, of course this needs to be like so. Yeah. There you go. Now we've done that. We can now implement this bad boy right here. And we can get that straight line right there. Doesn't always have to be perfect here. After all, we can fix some parts later on. Alright. So yeah, it's a very, very difficult thing to do here. I mean, it's already a difficult part to do anyway. Oh. Alright, hold on. Do I need to save this? Yes, I need to save this. Gonna be removing the other one. And now suddenly it's 1 gig. Of course it's 1 gig. 1.6 gig already. Jeez Louise. Alright, bleh. I forgot the time again. God damn it. Well, anyway, this is gonna be all fixed. Tomorrow. So then we're just gonna be doing the coloring, and then probably that's gonna be all done. So don't worry. I'm gonna be working on this tomorrow at daytime, and then at the evening time I will be streaming once again, and then we're gonna be seeing Mina a little bit more better looking. Hope you all have enjoyed for now, and bleh. That's an ugly book. I'm just gonna be doing it right like this. There you go. No, I'm forgetting the end again. Come on, me. There you go. Alright. I hope you all have enjoyed for today, and thanks all for watching. and I hope I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you all a lovely day, and bye!